So one of my favorite Gundams has to be the Age 1 normal. I love it. When I first saw this thing back in, was it 2011? I want to say 2011. I was hooked. It looked great. Without even the other modes, which are plentiful if you go into like manga, video games, and the such. But it just looks great. I don't know why it has a spoiler. It's just a silly thing. But it adds to the whole look of it. And it just has like a standard Gundam updated version of the RX-72, like what a more modern would look like. To me, anyways. And while Gundam 00 really made the like construction of each mobile suit unique compared to like Seed and everything before it pretty much, where it was more like cookie cutter, how everything went together. Age did that too, but they really made the articulation better. They really revolutionized how that all worked. Because even now, over a decade later, this kit is amazing for posability. Like everything feels, it's so fluid. It's crazy. You can get this thing into a pose. It reminds me of the 00, really, the 00 Gundam, on how easy you can just get into a different pose. So simple. There's really nothing to get in the way. And the beam sabers are in the side skirt, which we didn't see a lot. Like it does happen, but it's not super normal. And then the shield is a little unique. We do see it quite a few times with other mobile suits in this series. And then we have the DOTS rifle, which its little gimmick was was just rotating, and then you have an extra handle. Super important to be able to do that. I'm trying to remember, I think the Master Grade is the only one that can actually rotate that handle without the like having to move the barrel. And I wish this part came up. I keep thinking it does, but no, it doesn't. Because if that came off, then you could just slide this into the hand. The one thing I don't like, just because everything else is so smooth, I think you should be able to put this into the hand a lot easier. But minor gripe, really. Now, of course, it had two other versions in the show. Unfortunately, just two. There were more that would have looked, I think, better than having two melee-oriented mobile suits, but I still like them. First, we have the Age 1 Titus, and you're probably thinking, that guy really looks spikier than I remember. That's because this is the Dragon Momoko version. It's a rare time when they went into high-grade line. Like, usually it's all Master Grades. A couple were high grades, and it's really good. The quality's not quite there. Like the colors, at least mainly the red, like you can tell because it's mostly red, it looks a little rough and feels a little rough. So it's not perfect. And all the joints are a little easier. The friction's not quite there. It's not gonna like flop around, fall off the shelf or something, but it definitely doesn't have the tightness that the official one does. And they also removed the nubs. My Age 1 normal doesn't have the nubs. I cut those off when I first got it back in the day. But like the high grade strike here, yeah, they just omitted those, so you can stab yourself in the eye whenever you want, as soon as it comes out of the box. And besides the shoulders, you got the knees and the wrists, which are all extremely sharp. Be careful. They did modify the knuckles on the handguard, like kind of like knuckle dusters now. They have extra detail. And the other thing they did was they changed the effect parts slightly. The main one, well, here's the normal Bandai version, just a darker pink plastic, just round. And here's the Dragon Momoko version. So this one screams Beyblade to me. And it's a hot pink. I like it more than the normal pink that Bandai uses. It's just fluorescent hot pink. It looks really cool. So all you have to do is swap out the hand and then put on the wrist guard. And that's it. It does have two. I just don't know where the other one is. You'd think it'd be easy to find. I mean, the shape of it. But I did find this one. And it works. And then also, you have the beam spikes, I guess they are. But here's the one from Dragon Momoko. Once again, it is fluorescent pink. They didn't add anything to it that I think would be asking a little too much, because it comes with all the effect parts to plug all these holes. And the thing is, I'm actually going to show this picture that I took. Well, it's actually from the previous take that I didn't like. So I got all the little beam effects. One half is Dragon Momoko, one half is Bandai. They both fit perfectly. So if you inevitably lose one of these pieces, these little spikes, because you will, it's just inevitable, you can replace them if you have the normal version. And then, while this guy got more of like a cosmetic makeover, the other version, the Age 1 Spalo, it did get a little bit but it's mostly accessory wise, because if you know about the Spallo, it had a dagger, which I can't find. The one thing that it came with, I don't know where it is. It was here, and now it's not. I brought it off the shelf for this video, and now it's gone. But it had a green clear blade, where the other one I think is just like the official plastic, just bare plastic. I think it's white, and it would just be stored right here on his butt clip. And then of course these little I think I shot out spikes, but of course you don't get anything to represent that in the kit. Now in terms of the modification, you got the little port here. You've got the arm that has this hole here now, and these used to be two separate pieces, but now it's just one. And then the heel has a hole, and it is thin, and it like a thin looking mobile suit, and it still has like great articulation. I don't know if it'd be any better. Like the knees might bend a little better than the normal, but I don't really see a huge difference in all three of them really. Like even the Titus has great posability. I mean, check out that bend in the knee. Something so chunky, it can still walk the walk and talk the talk and punch your head. Now, what did the Spallo get? Well, it got little spikes for the heels, but not just any spikes. These are from the Master Grade Astray Blue Frame 2nd L Revise. Why? I mean, it looks cool. I don't think they changed the size. I think that's the normal size. Yeah, it's neat. You can definitely see it kicking and then slashing the mobile suit. I like it. It's neat. And then they decided we'll get some more Astray Blue Frame Master Grade parts. We got the daggers with their sheaths. And that's why these ones have the hole. So they can take the dagger sheath. And yeah, it works like a normal ball joint. No problem with that. Now, the daggers are a little big, or a little small I should say, for the hand. They move. You'd think they wouldn't be, considering this is a Master Grade sized weapon and a high grade hand. But no, they're definitely wobbly. Oh, but because it's not made for it initially, I'm not going to complain too much, although they did add it for the kit. Whatever. And then we get really weird. We have the Proto Gean Sword from the Astray. Little modification here on the part that goes around the arm. And clear green. No Astray that I know of has a clear green blade. That's kind of cool. The handle to hold is definitely floppy. Although I don't usually use it, because I like to keep like a dagger in the hand. Now, you might want to keep these covers off, because the port in the arm hugs it really nicely. I just keep this on just in case it falls off. Like the arm just fell off, but not quite like that. And now it has another melee weapon, so we can just flip her out. Unfortunately, mine broke. I don't know, however they make this, they leave this gap here, and it just, very brittle. Very brittle. I tried gluing it, but it didn't hold, and I just didn't care enough to try it again. It's got that. And then, my favorite accessory in this whole thing, the arm blades for the Z Zulu. Like, what? Although they're clear green just to go with the matching theme. It's just so weird, and they work fine. I thought maybe the clear would be a problem with the ball joints, but no, it works great. And then you can just plug it into the other arm. It's so weird. I do appreciate that they're all melee anyways. I mean, I would have liked some range, but, you know, keep it in with the theme of all being melee. So, they're both great. I might definitely like the Spallo a teeny bit more, just because it has all this weird stuff, and I like the weird things. Now, there are two more other kits I wish I'd gotten from Dragon Momoko. There was the Age 1 Razor, which was a magazine exclusive for the parts. So the arms and legs were just for the, like, in a box with the magazine, and I got that. But this version had all color pieces, and it came with the torso and waist for the Age 1 normal, so you didn't have to have an extra one to make the Age 1 Razor. It came out later in a 2-pack, I know, but still, that always annoyed me. And then there was also a version of the Age 1 Titus with cannons on the back, so it's like the Age 1 Titus cannon, I guess, and it's green, but it still has the spikes. I would have liked to have got those. Those are pretty cool to have the whole set of 5, because it was a normal version of this. This is just my Bandai version, but I didn't see a reason to get that. So yeah, if you can find these, I've seen them once in a while get restocks in stores, but it's not super common. But if you see them, I do suggest picking them up, because they are different enough.